Thinking is difficult. Therefore, let the herd pronounce judgment. Carl Jung wrote those words after he spent decades being dismissed, called an overthinker by the entire psychological establishment. While his colleagues wanted simple, neat answers, Jung dove deeper. While they called him time to make obsessive, he called it seeking truth. While they told him he, quote, thought too much, he discovered that his relentless, analytical mind wasn't a flaw, it was his greatest gift. And here is what Jung realized, that changes to nain smanonsudas for you. You are *matwa thinking. You are seeking *20 clarity task in a world that is built on shallow, cheap answers. The mind that everyone tells you to quiet down is actually trying to solve the deepest puzzles of your existence. The thoughts that keep you awake at night, spinning in circles, are not your enemy. They are your unconscious mind to sonde demanding that you find meaning, purpose, and truth. If you have ever been told you think too much, that you analyze too deeply, that you question too often, this is not about learning to stop. This is about learning to channel that beautiful, relentless, powerful mind into the tool it was always meant to be. Here's what is at stake. You are living in a world that profits, literally profits, from your mental silence. Society wants you to stop asking the hard questions. Stop analyzing the deeper meanings. Stop seeking truth beyond the surface. They want you to consume, comply, and stop thinking so damn much. But your overthinking isn't a mental disorder. It is a psychological rebellion. It is your mind rejecting the shallow, plastic explanations the world offers you and demanding something deeper, something real, something meaningful. Right now, you probably feel like you're drowning in your own thoughts. The constant analysis, the endless what-if scenarios, the inability to just let things go like everyone else seems to do. You've probably been told you have anxiety, that you're obsessive, that you're mentally exhausted because you can't shut your brain off. But what if I told you that this relentless thinking isn't a bug in your system? What if it's a feature? What if your mind's absolute refusal to accept simple, surface-level answers is actually a sign of psychological sophistication, not dysfunction? Jung discovered that the people who think the deepest often feel the most alone. Why? Because they are operating on a level that most people simply cannot or will not access. You are not broken for wanting to understand the meaning behind your experiences. You are not sick for needing to analyze your relationships, your purpose, your very existence. The cost of silencing that mind isn't peace. The cost is psychological death. When you stop seeking clarity, you stop growing. When you stop questioning, you stop evolving. When you let others convince you that your time's death is a problem, you lose the one thing that makes you unique. But when you learn to work with your analytical nature instead of against it, something magnificent happens. That overthinking becomes insight. That analysis becomes wisdom. That relentless, painful questioning becomes the path to authentic living. Let me tell you about the moment Carl Jung almost gave up on psychology forever. Not because he was wrong, but because he was thinking too deeply for the world around him. In the early 1900s, psychology was obsessed with simple explanations. Freud had his sexual theories. The behaviorists had their stimulus-response models. Everyone wanted neat, clean, simple answers that could be packaged and sold to the masses. But Jung couldn't stop asking the questions that made everyone uncomfortable. What if human behavior is infinitely more complex than we think? What if the mind has layers? Deep, ancient layers we haven't even discovered? What if there is Gorbidoxis bubbling up from beneath our consciousness that we are all completely deliberately ignoring? His colleagues called him an overthinker. They said he was making psychology, quote, unnecessarily complicated. They accused him of being obsessive, of analyzing things that didn't need to be analyzed. Does that sound familiar? Jung later wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But first, He had to survive a world that wanted him to think less, question less, and analyze less. The turning point came when Jung realized his overthinking was actually his mind demanding meaning in a profession that had become meaningless. While other psychologists were content with surface-level explanations, Jung's unconscious was screaming for a deeper truth. He began to understand that his relentless analysis wasn't a personality flaw. It was his psyche's way of rejecting shallow answers and demanding authentic understanding. This is the first truth Jung discovered. Your overthinking is often a sign that your mind is too sophisticated for the environment you are in. Think about your own life. When does your overthinking get the worst? Is it when you're in situations that don't align with your values? When you're in relationships that feel superficial and performative? When you're stuck in a job or pursuing goals that don't genuinely, authentically matter to you? Your overthinking, your anxiety, might be your unconscious mind's way of screaming, something is wrong with your circumstances, not with your thinking. Jung realized that society has a vested interest in keeping people from thinking too deeply, because deep thinking always leads to uncomfortable, revolutionary questions. Questions like, why am I living this way? What is the real purpose of my life? Am I being authentic? Or am I just performing what others expect of me? The psychological establishment wanted Jung to stop asking these questions because they threatened the entire status quo. They labeled his deep, analytical thinking as pathological because it was easier than admitting that their own simple explanations were woefully inadequate. But Jung refused. He refused to shut down his analytical mind. Instead, he began to study it. He started documenting his thoughts, analyzing his dreams, and exploring the deepest layers of his own psyche. And what he discovered revolutionized psychology forever. Jung found that his overthinking was actually his mind's attempt to process unconscious material that was trying to break through into consciousness. The endless spinning analysis wasn't just random mental noise. It was his psyche trying to integrate new insights, resolve internal conflicts, and find deeper meaning. This is why telling someone to just stop overthinking is like telling them to stop breathing. You're asking them to shut down the very process their mind uses to make sense of reality. Jung discovered that the solution to overthinking isn't to think stallus as Connell. It's to think unto more effectively. Instead of trying to silence the mind, he learned to channel its incredible analytical power toward meaningful questions. And this discovery led to his first, most powerful technique for transforming overthinking into insight, the practice of seeking meaning. Because Jung realized, people don't overthink when they have meaning. They overthink when meaning is missing. During his own period of intense, agonizing psychological analysis, Jung noticed that his most torturous, spinning, out-of-control thinking spirals always happened when he felt disconnected from his purpose. When his life felt meaningful, when he was pursuing work that mattered, when he was in relationships that nourished him, or engaged in creative expression that felt authentic. His mind didn't spin. It focused. It clarified. But when he was living according to other people's expectations, following paths that didn't align with his true values, his mind would spin endlessly, like a wheel stuck in the mud, trying to force meaning into a meaningless situation. This is Jung's revolutionary insight. Your overthinking isn't a malfunction. It is your psyche's emergency alert system telling you that something in your life lacks authentic meaning. Here's how Jung's meaning-seeking approach works. Phase 1. Identify your meaning vacuum. Start by paying attention. When is your overthinking most intense? What is it about? Is it about your career, your relationships, your future, your identity? Your overthinking patterns are a map. They will point you exactly to the parts of your life that are a meaning vacuum. Jung discovered that the mind only spins in circles when it's trying to solve a problem that cannot be solved within its current framework. If you're overthinking your job 24/7, it might be because you're trying to find fulfillment in work that is, for you, fundamentally unfulfilling. If you're overthinking your relationship, it might be because you're trying to force a deep connection with someone who just can't meet your authentic needs. Phase 2. Distinguish between meaningful and meaningless problems. Not all problems deserve your powerful analytical attention. Jung learned to categorize his thoughts into two types: notion, meaningful analysis, which serves growth, and asterisk, meaningless spinning, which serves nothing. Asterisk, meaningful analysis asterisk asks, what is this experience trying to asterisk teach me? How can I grow from this? What does this reveal about what I truly need? Asterisk, spinning asterisk asks, what if something bad happens? What do other people think of me? How can I control an outcome that I absolutely cannot control? When you catch yourself overthinking, just pause and ask, is this analysis serving my growth, or is this just mental spinning? Phase 3. Actively seek meaning through action. This is the key. Jung discovered that meaning cannot be found through thinking alone. It has to be lived, it has to be embodied through authentic action. When you align your behavior with your genuine values, your mind naturally stops spinning and starts flowing. This might mean pursuing work that genuinely matters to you, even if it's less secure. It might mean mending relationships that feel performative and investing in connections that feel real. It might mean expressing yourself creatively, even if you think you're not good at it. The key is to move from thinking about meaning to asterisk living meaning. Let me give you a concrete example. A woman we'll call Sarah was overthinking every tons aspect of her corporate job, every email, every meeting, every tiny decision. She thought she had a severe anxiety disorder. But Jung's approach revealed something else. Sarah's overthinking completely disappeared the moment she started volunteering at a local animal shelter on weekends. Suddenly, her powerful analytical mind had a asterisk meaningful problem to solve. How do I help these animals find homes? Her analytical nature, which had been spinning uselessly and painfully at her job, now had a asterisk purpose. This didn't solve her job situation overnight, but it proved to her that her overthinking was just her mind's way of screaming, "This work has no meaning for you." Jung realized that modern society creates meaning vacuums and then tries to medicate the psychological symptoms instead of addressing the root cause. We live in a culture that prioritizes productivity over purpose, achievement over authenticity. Your overthinking mind is rejecting this cultural programming. It's asterisk demanding that you live a life worth analyzing. But meaning-seeking is only the first step. Jung discovered that the overthinking mind also needs to be grounded in the wisdom of the body. During his most intense period of psychological exploration, Jung made a startling, almost counterintuitive discovery. His overthinking was always at its worst when he was completely, utterly disconnected from his body. The more he lived only in his head, a ghost in his own machine, the more his thoughts spiraled out of control. But when he deliberately brought his attention back to the simple, physical sensations of being alive, his mind naturally clarified. Jung realized that so much of what we call overthinking is just what happens when we've abandoned our bodies and retreated entirely into the realm of mental analysis. But the mind was never designed to operate in isolation. It needs the wisdom of the body to function properly. This is Jung's second great technique for transforming overthinking: embodiment practice. Here's how Jung's embodiment approach works. Step 1. Recognize the physical signature of overthinking. Jung learned to identify the asterisk physical feelings that always accompanied his mental spirals. For him, it was a particular kind of tension in his shoulders, shallow breathing, a clenched jaw, a restless, buzzing energy in his limbs. He realized that overthinking too bullers has a physical component, and that component holds the key to breaking the cycle. Start paying attention. What happens in your body when you're overthinking? Do you feel a tightness in your chest, a hollow pit in your stomach, a restlessness in your legs? Your body is giving you data that your mind is ignoring. Step 2. Use physical sensation as an anchor. When Jung noticed his mind spinning, he would immediately bring his attention with full force to his physical sensations, not to judge them. not to change them, but simply to notice them. This one, simple act of embodied awareness interrupts the thought spiral and yanks you back into the present moment. Try this next time you catch yourself. Place one hand on your chest and one on your stomach. Feel the material of your shirt. Feel your breathing, however shallow. Notice the temperature of your skin. Feel your feet on the ground. This isn't about relaxation. It's about tummy migration. Step 3. Let the body inform the mind. Jung discovered that his body often had information his mind was completely missing. When he was overthinking a decision, his body already knew the answer. A feeling of tension and contraction meant no. A feeling of expansion and warmth meant yes. That restless, buzzing energy meant this isn't the right path for you. Your body processes information differently than your mind. While your mind is off in the future, analyzing 1,000 what-ifs, your body is responding to what is actually happening right now, in the present. When you integrate both sources of information, your decisions become clearer and your thinking becomes focused. Step 4. Move the energy. Jung realized that overthinking creates stuck energy in the body. The mental spinning generates physical tension, which then feeds back into more mental spinning. It's a horrible loop. Breaking this cycle requires 20 physical movement. This doesn't mean you need to go run a marathon. It just means you need to move the energy that your overthinking has created. Walk while you think. Write your thoughts by hand instead of just typing or thinking. Get up and stretch when you feel that mental tension building. Dance in your room when you feel stuck. Let me share how this worked for one of Jung's patients. We'll call him Marcus. Marcus was overthinking his relationship to the point of conjured insomnia. Every single night, his mind would analyze every conversation, every gesture, every possible future scenario. He was exhausted. Jung had Marcus simply pay attention to what happened in his body when he thought about his girlfriend. Marcus noticed with a jolt that his chest always felt tight. His breathing always became shallow. His body was screaming a no that his mind was trying to fix and rationalize away. The moment Marcus finally listened to his body's wisdom, he realized his overthinking wasn't trying to solve the relationship problems. It was trying to alert him to the fact that this relationship fundamentally didn't feel right to him. The overthinking stopped. Almost overnight, the moment Marcus honored what his body had been trying to tell him all along. In our modern world, we've been taught to ignore our physical wisdom in favor of cold, mental analysis. But the most sophisticated thinking, the clearest thinking, happens when the mind and body are working together. Your overthinking might just be what happens when you're trying to solve your life's problems with only half of your intelligence. When you bring your body's wisdom back into the equation, your mental analysis becomes sharper, more accurate, and more efficient. But embodiment is just one piece. Jung's most powerful and perhaps most famous technique involves accessing the deep, symbolic wisdom of your unconscious mind through your dreams. Carl Jung made a discovery that revolutionized how we understand overthinking. The thoughts that keep you awake at night, spinning and spinning, are often trying to deliver urgent messages that your conscious mind isn't ready or willing to hear. And the clearest, most direct way to receive these messages is through your dreams. talked. Jung realized that overthinking often happens when there's a war between your conscious desires and your unconscious wisdom. Your mind spins because it's trying to force a solution, like I must stay in this job, that your deeper self knows won't work. Your dreams, however, bypass this mental resistance. They don't care about your ego. They show you, in stark symbolic language, what your unconscious mind actually knows about your situation. During his own period of intense psychological exploration, a period he called his confrontation with the unconscious, Jung began documenting every single dream, no matter how strange or seemingly meaningless. What he discovered changed his life. His dreams were providing direct solutions to the exact problems he was overthinking during the day. When he was mentally spinning about his career direction, he dreamed of following underground rivers that led to hidden, treasure-filled chambers. Asterisk, when he was analyzing his relationships, he dreamed of mirrors that showed him parts of himself, his shadow, that he'd never seen. Asterisk, when he was questioning his purpose, he dreamed of ancient, powerful symbols that pointed him toward his authentic path. Jung realized, dreams are the unconscious mind's way of presenting solutions to the problems the conscious mind is just overthinking. Here's how Jung's dream analysis approach works. Stage 1. Document everything. Start tonight. Get a notebook and pen and keep it by your bed. The why we're going to you wake up, before you check your phone, before you even sit up, write down everything you remember. Even if it's just a fragment, a feeling, a single bizarre image. Don't analyze it, don't judge it, just quadruple it. Jung discovered that dream wisdom often emerges through taste patterns over time, not from a single dramatic dream. You're looking for recurring themes, recurring symbols, and recurring tiny emotions that appear across multiple dreams. Stage 2. Identify your overthinking themes. Look for the connections. What are you overthinking in your waking life? Your job? A relationship? A big decision? Now look at your dream journal. How do those themes show up? Asterisk. If you're spinning about a relationship, pay attention to how people, connection asterisk, or conflict appear in your dreams. Asterisk. If you're analyzing a career decision, notice how colored goal work, buildings asterisk, or journeys show up in your dream world. Jung found that the unconscious often provides shockingly clear, blunt guidance about the very problems your conscious mind is struggling to solve. Stage 3. Decode your personal symbols. Your dreams speak in symbols, not in logic. And here's the key. A dream dictionary from a bookstore is useless. Jung learned that each person has their own, unique, symbolic language. Yes, Nextwaterzo often represents emotions. Nextwaterzways often represent the self. Mexwaters often represent instincts. But the key is to understand what these symbols mean to asterisk you, personally. Stage 4. Apply the dream's wisdom. Once you understand what your dreams are telling you, Jung emphasized the most important step. Act on that wisdom. Dreams aren't just interesting mental phenomena. They are asterisk practical guidance from the deepest, wisest part of you. The part that sees beyond your conscious fears and limitations. Let me give you a powerful example. A woman we'll call Jennifer was overthinking a job offer for certain months. Her mind was in a constant, agonizing loop. Pros, cons, salary, future implications. She couldn't make a decision. Then she started tracking her dreams. 3 nights in a row, she had a variation of the same dream. She was trapped in asterisk small, suffocating spaces. An elevator, a closet, a tiny sealed box. In each dream, the overwhelming feeling was claustrophobia and a desperate panicked need to escape. Jennifer realized her unconscious was screaming a message her conscious mind was trying to ignore. This job, despite looking so good on paper, would leave her feeling drawn prap ins good and ron may constrained. The moment she understood this message, the overthinking stopped. Instantly. Her dreams had provided the clarity her analytical mind just couldn't access. Jung discovered that overthinking is often just what happens when we're trying to make decisions based solely on conscious, logical reasoning, while ignoring the massive database of wisdom in our unconscious. Your dreams are showing you the solutions to the exact problems you're overthinking. You just have to learn to speak their language. This practice is beautiful because it transforms overthinking from a mental problem into an asterisk spiritual dialogue. Instead of seeing your busy mind as something broken, you start seeing it as something to asterisk talk to. But dreams are just one way to access that wisdom. Jung's final, most practical technique involves externalizing your internal chaos through the power of active, conscious writing. Carl Jung made a revolutionary discovery about overthinking that changed his entire approach to psychology. The thoughts spinning in your head, they aren't meant to stay there. They are asterisks meant to be asterisks externalized, asterisks examined and transformed through the simple, powerful act of conscious writing. During his darkest, most chaotic psychological period, Jung found himself drowning in his own mental chaos. His thoughts spiraled endlessly, offering no resolution, no peace. That's when he began what he called active imagination, clean mate asterisk, a process of dialoguing with his thoughts on paper, instead of just thinking them in his head. Jung realized that so much overthinking is just what happens when thoughts remain trapped in the closed echo chamber loop of your own mind. But when you externalize those thoughts, when you drag them out into the light of day by writing them down, something magical happens. They transform from chaotic, terrifying mental noise into organized, manageable psychological material. This is Jung's final, most practical technique, conscious journaling. Here's how Jung's journaling approach works. It's not just Dear Diary, dump go to mind. The stream of consciousness dump. Set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes. Pick up a pen and write. Write continuously without stopping, without editing, and without any censoring. Let every thought in your head flow onto the page, no matter how repetitive, ridiculous, ugly, or uncomfortable. Jung discovered this process does two things. 1. It empties the mental chaos onto the paper, where you can finally see it objectively. 2. It allows unconscious thoughts and feelings, the ones your analytical mind has been suppressing, to finally emerge. Don't try to make sense of it while you're writing. Just get it times out. Method 2. Dialogue with your thoughts. This was Jung's signature technique. He would literally write conversations between the different parts of his psyche. He'd write out his spiraling, anxious worries, and then, on the next line, he would respond to those worries from the perspective of his wiser, deeper self. Try this. Write out your overthinking thought. What if I fail? What if everyone laughs at me? Then, respond to it as if you were advising your dearest, most beloved friend. The wisdom you'd so easily offer to someone else is exactly what your own mind needs to hear. Method 3. Pattern recognition. After a week of doing this, read back through your entries, look for the patterns. What themes keep appearing? What questions keep arising? What fears keep repeating? Jung found that our overthinking often revolves around just one or two core issues that just manifest in 1,000 different, smaller worries. When you identify the core pattern, you can finally address the root sums of the problem, instead of just chasing the symptoms. Dialogue. Once you've found a pattern, write a new dialogue. A dialogue between the part of you that is worried and a part of you that might have solutions. Jung discovered that we all have access to wisdom we aren't consciously aware of. Ask your journal powerful questions. What would I do in this situation if I trusted myself completely? What would I choose if I knew I couldn't fail? What would love do here? And then, listen and write down whatever answer comes. Let me share how this transformed a man we'll call David. David spent months, analyzing whether to leave his safe corporate job to start his own business. His mind was an endless, agonizing loop of risks, possibilities, and what-ifs. Then, David started Jung's journaling practice. After just 2 weeks of daily stream of consciousness writing, a clear, screaming pattern emerged. Every single entry, in some way, contained this one sentence. I know what I want to do, but I'm terrified of what other people will think. He realized with a shock that his overthinking was never about business analysis. It wasn't about the risk. It was about his deep-seated fear of disappointing the people who had invested in his successful corporate image. Once he identified that core fear, he could address it instead of hiding it behind a smokescreen of rational analysis. Within a month, David had made his decision and started his business. The overthinking stopped because he was no longer avoiding the real issue. Jung understood that journaling transforms overthinking from a mental prison into a psychological laboratory. Instead of thoughts spinning uselessly in your head, they become raw material for conscious growth, self-discovery, and authentic decision-making. After decades of working with his own powerful analytical mind and helping thousands of others, Jung discovered something profound. The goal is not to stop thinking deeply. The goal is to think with purpose clarity and wisdom. Jung realized that overthinkers are often the most psychologically sophisticated, most capable people in any room. They see complexity where others see only simplicity. They ask the questions others don't even think to ask. They feel deeply where others just skim the surface. The problem is not that you think too much. The problem is that you have been taught to see your analytical nature as an asterisk flaw, instead of recognizing it as a asterisk superpower asterisk that just needs to be properly channeled. Jung's complete integration process works like this. Phase 1. Acceptance of your analytical nature. Stop trying to become someone who doesn't think deeply. Stop it. Stop it. Jung learned that staring your natural mental processes creates more psychological suffering than just working with them. Your mind is analytical because its asterisk supposed to be analytical. Your job isn't to shut it down, it's to give it meaningful problems to solve. Phase 2. Systematic application. Use Jung's 4 techniques, not just randomly, but systematically. Asterisk. When you feel that mental spinning start, begin with asterisk embodiment. Ground yourself in your physical sensations. Asterisk. When you feel unclear about your direction, apply asterisk don Lara P comes 20 knock. Ask, am I trying to find purpose in something that is fundamentally meaningless to me? Asterisk. When you feel stuck on a problem, use asterisk dream analysis. Listen to what your unconscious is trying to tell you. Asterisk. When you feel overwhelmed by thoughts, practice asterisk journaling. Externalize the chaos so you can see it. Phase 3. Purpose-driven analysis. Jung discovered that analytical minds need big, meaningful problems. When you give your powerful mind trivial issues to work on, it creates trivial, anxious, spinning thoughts. But when you give it profound questions, it creates profound insights. Asterisks. Instead of analyzing what people thought of your last social media post, analyze how you can contribute something meaningful to the world. Asterisk. Instead of overthinking if you said the right thing in a conversation, think deeply about how you can build more authentic relationships. Phase 4. Community with other deep thinkers. This is vital. Jung realized that overthinkers feel broken because they are surrounded by people who operate on more superficial levels. Find your tribe. Find other people who appreciate depth, complexity, and meaningful analysis. You need relationships with people who don't tell you to just stop thinking about it when you're processing something important. Let me share how this integration transformed a woman named Lisa. Lisa had spent years feeling ashamed of her tendency to analyze everything. Friends called her exhausting. Family told her to, quote, just lighten up. But when Lisa applied Jung's full approach, she realized her analytical nature was her greatest strength. She started using her deep thinking abilities to solve sun and tapple problems in her work as a social justice advocate. Instead of analyzing her social interactions endlessly, she channeled that same analytical power into understanding systemic inequality. Instead of overthinking her personal life, she applied that mental energy to building more effective advocacy strategies. Lisa's overthinking transformed into powerful, focused insight that now serves thousands of people. Her mind didn't become cumless analytical. It became purposefully analytical. This is Jung's ultimate insight. Your overthinking is asterisks, not asterisks, a mental disorder that needs to be cured. It is a asterisk cake time, a cognitive gift, summon Knox asterisks, that needs to be properly time-directed. Your mind is capable of profound insights, creative solutions, and deep understanding, but only asterisks when it's working on problems that are worthy of its sophistication. The world needs people who think deeply, who question thoroughly, who analyze meaningfully. Don't you ever let anyone convince you that your depth is a problem. Here is the truth that Carl Jung discovered. The truth that can transform your relationship with your own mind starting today. You are asterisk, not asterisk overthinking. You are asterisk living. Your analytical mind isn't broken. It's asterisk bored. It's asterisk starving. It's starving for meaning, for purpose, and for problems that are worthy of its power. When you give it meaningful work to do, when you ground it in your body's wisdom, when you listen to your dreams, and when you externalize its insights, that overthinking transforms into the very thing it was always meant to be, a pathway to clarity, to wisdom, and to an authentic life. Your analytical nature stops being your burden, and it becomes your greatest gift. Your assignment is simple, but profound. Choose one nice of Jung's 4 techniques and apply it for the next week. Asterisk, if you're feeling scattered, start with asterisk embodiment. Asterisk, if you're lacking direction, begin asterisk meaning dash ship seeking. Asterisk, if you're stuck, pay attention to your asterisk dreams. Asterisk, if you're overwhelmed, start asterisk journaling. Remember, Jung spent decades proving that the minds that think the deepest often understand the most. You're not overthinking. You're seeking clarity in a world built on shallow answers. And that makes you exactly who the world needs you to be. Write in the comments right now. Asterisk, I choose clarity. Asterisk, let's build a community of deep thinkers who understand that our minds are gifts to be honored, not problems to be solved. And if you're ready to explore more of Jung's revolutionary insights, check out my video on the Carl Jung shadow, the dark truth about your hidden self, where I reveal how the very traits you criticize in others are actually showing you what you need to integrate within yourself. See you in the next dimension.